It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1's Broadcasting signature presentation of Round 8, Week 8 of Season 3 of 2026 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from officially in the game, we call it, or in the sim, I shouldn't call it a game. In the sim, we call it Legacy Phoenix Raceway, but everyone that knows me, I call it by its proper name, and that's Proper Phoenix, because this is the way God intended Phoenix to be raced upon. Classic 1 mile layout before the modern reconfiguration and maybe defacing, let's call it like that, a little than NASCAR.
Yeah.
And tonight the championship, though, has tightened dramatically. Joining me in the booth is our driver expert and points expert, Luis Gonzalez-Nunez, and track expert, Justin Petschauer. Let's just start right off the bat. We'll bring up the graphics right now on the points. Luis, we have ourselves a heck of a points battle, and we are now in Week 8. So really, the drop weeks start coming into effect, really, starting next week.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be really interesting. Like you mentioned, we see Ty Kulia for 72 points. Even Josh Ward is still around. But 6 people and 8, I want to put 5 people. 5 people in Week 8, closing at less than 100 points. It's going to be really good. Also, Adam Blocker is the only one with 6 weeks. Clendy 7, Tross 7, Campbell 7, and also Andy 7. So Adam Blocker have a big opportunity to become a champion. It's not here today because maybe it's going to be on work, on the job. So it's going to be a big for him in a couple weeks for this series.
A 48-58, Justin, is a strength of field today. Not one of the biggest, but certainly a pretty good one here for this racetrack. Your initial thoughts, and we should probably get into this starting lineup.
Yeah, like you said, not the biggest straight to field we've had, but that's usually the case here at Phoenix. Probably going to be a lot of chaos. There were 6 cautions in the 8:15 Eastern top split race yesterday, which Dave Mitchell himself won that one, so congrats to Dave on that one.
Mitch!
So, like I said, expect chaos. It's a 1 mile bull ring. It's the proper layout, as like you said, we all call it. This is the GOAT tier layout, as I call it. Anyways, 22 car field. Let's go ahead and get that grid up.
Go right ahead.
On the pole, it is Tyler Russell. Second, Josh Ward. Third, Brian Campbell. Fourth, Caleb Brashear. Fifth, Brandon D'Souza. Sixth, it is Brandon Trost. Seventh, Seb Alexander. Eighth, Adriano Paporti. Not a bad qualifying run, but let's see if he can keep himself out of trouble this time. Alexis Newsom starting 9th, and Gary Miguel rounding out the top 10. 11th, it is Elijah Gilson. Alan Morea starts 12th. 13th, Kyle Cledworth. Dave Mitchell himself, 14th. Zach Flaum, 15th. Ricardo Quadro will start 16th. 17th, it is the prodigy, Indy Kirkenbauer. 18th, it is Shane Dugan. 19th, Ty Keela. Not a good qualifying run for him, but he knows how to get around both the modern version of Phoenix as well as here on the proper version of Phoenix. Danny Gutierrez starts 20th. 21st, it is Crash Neon. And rounding out your 22 car field, it is Scott Robinson. For 100 laps around Phoenix.
26th race here at this version of Phoenix, and we've had 20 different winners. Your all-time points leader, or the all-time leader in wins here, Matt Cook. In the old days, we're getting ready to go green.
Pace car is off, they're holding, and here we go! Good start there as they go off into turn number 1. Already a couple of cars still trying to get side by side, because you kind of want to get down to single file, so to say, because that tight turn radius off of turn 2, it catches you off guard big time here in this iteration of Phoenix. But they start fanning out as they go through 3 and 4 and getting ready to complete the first lap.
Side by side, just behind the lead pack, it is Brendan Trost and Brendan D'Souza. Side by side again in the 1, proper 1, as Trost clears that time and now settles himself in the P5. Right in front of him, our defending winner at this scan, Freebird Caleb Brashear. Right in front of him, Brian Campbell. Josh Ward, and Tyler Russell starting from the pole, and he is really starting to put in the fast laps here. He started up front last time. Tyler Russell, purple lap that time by, but he is starting to put in you have two halves of a race, Lewis. You got the qualifying pace, and you starting races up front then, and a lot of times those people have problems staying up front. But now he's having both sides of the feet kind of coming together. He's starting up front and staying up front.
Actually, it's very important when you have the qualifying, especially in this configuration. It's getting hard. I think you have a little bit not big time to make the pass. I think Russell is getting there. Problems is going to be a problem for Josh Ward because it's Brian Campbell getting close to him. But man, it's really important to be on the pole at this track.
Jeremy Miguel, a whole line of cars behind Fraporti, your all-time starts leader in the Open and Fixed Series and the lineage. He has the most starts all time. Right behind him, Miguel. So I guess for Porty, I've been calling him the mailman because he sends it, right? Oh, and he does right into the corner there. He's more of an Iron Man as he has the most career starts by a large number. Miguel to the inside in the 3 and 4. Oh, they start sliding up and closing the door. The two Brazilians, they keep it off one another. And we're still racing as Clindy looks to the inside for Porty.
When they got the good run going through turn 1, he will slide right up in front of Fraporti now. He sets his sights on both Alexis Newsom and
Newsom gets booted up into the wall just about. Does she hang on and is she damaged?
Oh, come on,
one there. Oh,
big
two
wreck.
cars. It looks
big
upside
wreck. 4
down.
cars, 5 cars more involved, and that really started right about we're kind of around Alexis Newsom. She is showing damage. But everything, I think, resulted from what happened there, and that happened about a lap before. Let's get back into the action here and show you what happened. As we saw it happen in turns 3 and 4, and we see Miguel, he makes contact with Newsom. Newsom coming off into the dog leg, coming down the backstretch, gets a big run. She goes to the outside and has a good run there. And then you're just going to see the contact occur there. So now she's damaged. She loses the wing. And then right behind them, they start kind of, I guess, clutching up here. And I think, there we go again. There is what we eventually see. And I got to get the replay going here as I can't find Miguel's car. There he is. Miguel, I think, might have been showing damage. He goes down to the apron. Clindy is coming up on this, and Miguel is already loose at this point. He might be damaged, and Mitch just rolls right into it. Ty Quilla just misses it. Fraporti's into it. Indy Kirchenbauer is into it. And Dugan, I think, just slow rolls into it because he didn't have a place to go.
There was at least 3 cars that went up and over, and one was sliding on the roll bar. That was Indy Kirchenbauer, so these 3 are going to want to forget this race ever happened, but my God.
Zach Flaum is involved. We have Alan Morera, he's involved with a bad rear wing that has fallen down.
You know what?
Danny Gutierrez makes it through. Go ahead.
The incident, all the incidents started from Miguel have a contact with a Newsom.
Yep.
I think Miguel have a damage on the car and he lose the control. But Alexis Newsom have a front wing damage, so she already came and replaced that.
And let's go back right before this. I'm just going to replay here. We see a lot of drivers coming to pit road. We'll review that here momentarily. But I'm going to watch from Clindy's point of view on this wreck as it all really happens in front of him as I get the replay queued up here. Watch right there. Actually, let's go back a little bit further. Coming out of turn 2. There you see a big run on the high side of Alexis Newsom. And then she's going to stay just a little bit higher through the dog leg, maintain that momentum, and gets a wheel up into the high side. And Miguel just, well, let's call it what it is, a bit of a fade there. He goes to the bottom, and now he's damaged of some sort. He starts losing it, and Clindy just turns underneath him, and that's just misses it. And then you see all the carnage behind him. Elijah Gilson makes it through by the skin of his teeth. Same thing for Ty Quilla. let's watch from Ty Quilla's point of view.
Guys, I'm counting at least 9 cars involved out of the 22-car field in that wreck.
Green flag.
And here it is. We'll go back to green flag as we're watching this review. A lot of different angles, but back to racing. And Tyler Russell still your leader. Not for long, though. Here's Josh Ward on the outside. He's had a lot of bad luck in the last couple of weeks, Lewis. He would definitely like to get a good finish today, and he's going to lead this lap.
It was so close in Texas last week. Even Adriano Paporti beat the podium last week. But, man, I thought it's going to be the day for Josh Ward last week on Texas. But on the end, the last 2 laps, they have this big incident. Oh, and the white flag, actually. This big incident put it back on the field. So I hope it's going to be a good luck for today for him.
If you appreciate the action of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split here on P1, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not done so already. Make sure to ring that bell for future broadcasts. And we have a lot of them this week, including tomorrow night, the Horizon Series at Milwaukee. And then we will continue at Milwaukee as we see a little bit of a slow exit for Tyler Russell off a 2, excuse me. And there we see Caleb Brashear go by. But if you enjoy the action at Milwaukee, then join us Thursday night for another 250 laps of Milwaukee for the Elite Racing League when they have their Horizon Indy 250 at Milwaukee. Brandon Trost purple lap that time by. Start time tomorrow is 8 p.m. and then start time on Thursday, 7:45. But going back to Trost, he's now up to that 3rd position, Justin.
Yeah, he's trying to make a run on the bottom there going into 1 and 2. I thought he clipped the apron there. Somebody got pinched down going into 1 and 2. That was Elijah Gilson. Brandon Souza literally just tried to shut the door on him. Almost incidental contact between the two. And now as we see Brian Campbell and Josh Ward battling hard. But here comes Brandon Trost now going into turn 1. But that battle for the lead now is getting even more intense as Brian Campbell side by side off of 2. Here comes Brandon Trost. He's going to try and thread the needle. He's going to try
and he keeps it there, but he has to get back down in line because really there was no place for him to go. Ward's going to stay high. He's going to go thread the middle again, going into 1.
Oh, so close.
Oh, contact! Now is he going to be forgiven as he lost that wing? I think he has lost that wing and has not grown back.
Yep.
He's going to have to come to pit road, and he didn't come.
He's lost it.
He has lost it. He's going to have to come to pit road.
He forced the situation way too hard, and it's backfired on him big time.
Oh, we got a caution.
Lucky guy, man.
That is, you're right, exactly. Danny Gutierrez making his top split debut here in the turns 3 and 4, racing with, I think that might be Scott Robinson to the inside. Robinson, okay, too much apron there. And a little bit of net code.
Yep. A big hit to the outside of the turn 4 wall there.
Yeah, if you remember in older versions of Phoenix, that's where used to be the pedestrian crossing bridge there. And that's right at the point where Nigel Mansell had a very similar looking wreck in practice where he backed it into the fence first and kind of hurt his back. And there was for a while there was a question whether he was going to be able to make and qualify for the, and actually not just qualify, but pass his rookie test for the 93 Indy 500. And he did, but he did it in a lot of pain and in a very similar incident like that.
Yeah, one thing though that happened in turn 1 and 2, if I do remember correctly.
No, it was right underneath the bridge.
I thought it was turn 1 and 2 because that's where in the pre-race show Gary Gerald was pointing at. It happened in turns 1 and 2.
I think it was 3 and 4. But if somebody's watching right now and wants to question my IndyCar knowledge ability, like Justin is doing right now, now if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Pretty sure it's turns 3 and 4, which would be 1 and 2 in the new NASCAR. Thank you, NASCAR.
Yeah, thanks. But still, the one thing though, the big difference between then and now, that was a solid concrete wall, and anytime, whether it was the IRL or even CART,
boilerplate, I think, yeah, it was boilerplate behind, yeah.
No, it wasn't boilerplate. It was straight concrete.
He punched a
The
hole
hits
in
were
it.
so. Yeah, it also happened in 3 and 4 during the early IRL days. There was a couple of hard wrecks where you can just go back and look at like 97, 98, 99.
Yeah, they
There were
really,
hits that literally punched all
reinforced those cars in the back too much, and that hurt a lot of drivers. Davy Jones with his wreck at Disney World, and in a similar fashion, actually. Even going into what the accident that caused Sam Schmidt's paralyzation, where he got paralyzed, his paralyzation, that happened at Disney World too, and he also kind of backed into the wall as well. So yeah, they really had to. That's kind of why you see on these cars nowadays that big attenuator in the back. The word that Lewis has problems saying sometimes. Attenuator, Lewis. Attenuator.
I can.
But yeah, in the words of a friend of mine, much like what they did with the Gen 7 Cup car in its debut season, the IRL gearboxes, when it came to hits, they made it way too rigid.
They wanted to make them bulletproof, literally. Green flag is out. Ward, Campbell, Brashear, Russell, D'Souza, and Gilson have not stopped during this round of pit stops. We've only had 2 cautions, but big incidents on both of them. It is now Ward, Campbell, Brashear, Russell, and D'Souza, your top 5 on the restart.
So far, so good right now. Single file, but there's still a hotly contested battle for that lead. It is Brian Campbell and Josh Ward. Brian Campbell tries to get that run now. He stays in behind Josh Ward as they go down to the bottom of Speedway 1 and 2. A little bit of dirty air gets thrown on the front wing of Brian Campbell now, down through the dogleg. Don't look now, but here comes Caleb Brashear. Brashear is going to try and stay up on that high side, which you can get away with here because there's a good amount of clean air now as they come off of turn 4 and pass the start-finish line. Brian Campbell still trying to find a way to get around Josh Ward as they go into 1 and 2.
Tyler Russell, purple lap, so he's found the grip again and the speed, a 177 flat. The cars in second and third are the cars that finished second and first the last time we were here. Brian Campbell finished on the podium in second spot, 2.4 seconds back to the inside of Ward, looking for the lead in 1, staying low, floating high. Ward giving them room, running down now through the dog leg without the open dog leg they have now, still side by side in 3 and 4, still drag racing down the front straightaway, the proper front straightaway as they reach the line, and it's going to be Campbell. Eventually he's going to get this lead, but they're showing how powerful the high side is, he just about cleared him, and here comes Caleb Brashear. He's going to fill the hole. He's going to take the position right behind him.
Side by side between second and third now as they try and find a way to get around Brian Campbell. Josh Ward in a hotly contested battle with Caleb Brashear, but don't look now, here comes Tyler Russell as Caleb Brashear goes to the inside of Josh Ward as they go through 1 and 2, watches up just a little bit right there. He has to back out of it, but that opens up the door for Tyler Russell to go to the outside of Brian Campbell as they go in at 3.
And just behind them, we see D'Souza and Gilson side by side. So 2 by 2 by 2, all the way through the top 6. Also sneaking into the picture, Seb Alexander and Alexis Newsom now with that new wing. She's back in the top 10 and in the battle.
Alexis Newsom is just biding her time, trying to get back up, trying to get up towards the front there. But still, once again, the top 4 are in lockstep and tow now. As Josh Ward gets a run.
And Lewis, not maybe an early candidate for the Luis Gonzalez Nunez Driver Award. And it was talked about early in the race when he was introducing the starting lineup. But Justin said, watch Ty Quilla. And there is Ty in the 9th position. He's up 10 spots already.
Yeah, actually it's in third and in the second strategy B, but it's getting close. Crash Neon in 10 also too. It's 11 in 11 position over there, and I think it's 5th in the strategy B. So it's gonna be very interesting what is gonna happen because it's 6 cars with no coming to the pit, including the leader until Elijah Gibson. And then it's coming Seb Alexander with the chance over there. All the fuel for Seb Alexander at last pit stop.
Oh, only fuel only there for Seb. So he's got an extra set of tires, and maybe he's going to do this on a one stopper, but no tires. There you see the track conditions. It is moderate out there for Phoenix, Justin. 95 degrees on the track temp, 78 on the ambient. It's not a really abrasive surface on this scan, and the conditions really aren't calling for sticky and slidey and hot and sticky conditions.
Yeah, in real life right now, it's about 117, 118 down in Phoenix. So that's the beauty of iRacing. We can set the ambient air temp to make sure that the track temp is good enough for racing. But look at this right now. Josh Ward sends it underneath Brian Campbell as they went through 3 and 4. But Brian Campbell says, not too quick, kid. Too soon, Junior. He goes to the inside of Josh Ward side by side. As they go through 1 and 2, watch them just a little bit, almost contact there as they go down through the dog leg.
You can kind of see that coming from where they were in the corner. You just knew he was going to start pushing up on exit. You just run out of room so quick as they get really wingtip to rear wheel going in through 3 and 4. But you just run out of room, Lewis, on this racetrack so quickly off of turn 2. That wall comes up and gets you before you even know it. You're in it.
Yeah, actually, it's
fade. A little bit of fade to the inside.
Gotta at least throw in the Pruitt fade there at some point. Side by side now as they go down past the start finish, going into 1.
I think Josh have a good momentum. That is pretty
got
good.
A little bit of oversteer there as they come off of turn 2. That opens the door for Caleb Brashear to go to the high side. Caleb Brashear is just biding his time. And that's the one thing about Phoenix here. You can use any lane as he slams the door shut on Caleb Brashear. Brashear, I think, just threw his hands up going, dude, what are you doing?
We were watching that shot out of the gearbox. Perfect timing as he just slid right down and behind him. Good thing Netco did a takeover. You're watching a battle for second and third. Here the downshift. Down the 4th gear, trying to get a big run on Josh Ward. Will look out the front now. And he's got a run. He goes to the inside in 3 and 4. Ward left the door open.
Not by much, though.
And it shows you how powerful that high line is here once these tires get worn in. Down the 4th gear, recharge that hybrid. We do have the hybrid we can use here on the oval. Getting a big run. Here he comes again. He's going to take a look. He fakes to the inside. Goes to the outside. Pump fake for Brian Campbell. He's going to get a big run down the main straightaway. Does he take a shot going into 1? That low side's not going to be preferred. He's taking a peek. He shows him the nose, but he tucks back in line. Works down the rotation. Runs out of room. Still going to have a big run down the backstretch through the dogleg. Here he comes again. Brian Campbell one more time for the lead to the inside.
Campbell sends it down to the inside hard as they go through 3 and 4.
Oh my God.
That opens the door for Caleb Brashear. Brashear is just loving this. But also, if you notice at 1 and 2, the grandstand shadows are starting to slowly creep in. It's not going to be by much.
Car in front. That's Scott Robinson. He has a meatball flag, so he must have had a contact. But he is, oh, wow. He is slow on the backstretch. He's going to cut the pit road. We're not under caution. Still watching the battle from the perspective of Tyler Russell, your pole sitter. He's in 4th spot. We're at lap 44 of 100. We can still have a lot of racing here and at least another pit stop for some of these drivers before this race wraps up. It is Ward, Campbell, and Brashear all in a dogfight, and the best seat in the house belongs to Tyler Russell right here in P4.
Tyler Russell is just enjoying what he's seeing in front. These three just race each other hard. Tyler Russell wants to try and get back up to the point, but he has to go through a minefield, let's just say, between the top 3 here, because the top 3 are the best at what they do here, especially on the 1-mile bull ring of Phoenix International Raceway, as Caleb Brashear, Brian Campbell almost slams the door right on Caleb Brashear. Brashear had to back out of it. That gives a chance for Tyler Russell to try and get that run as they go into 3.
Let's not rule out Brendan D'Souza. He has reached the attenuator of Tyler Russell. That is P5. D'Souza having a race that we have not seen him performing so well lately, and he's having a race that he will remember as Tyler Russell to the inside into the dogleg. Battle for P4 right here on the racetrack with the preferred position in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Tyler Russell. Can't pull it off. Remainder of the top 10, D'Souza, Gilson, Alexander, Alexis Newsom, Tyquilla, and Clindy up in the 10th. So really, it's kind of single file, Lewis. And it looks like, kind of boring right now, but I will say the action has been fantastic as Gilson comes up and kisses that turn 4 exit wall.
It is not, actually, it's not boring. It is difficult. It's really a lot of concentration over there, especially with the Seb Alexander and Alexis News is just waiting for the moment. Why not? We can keep the momentum over there and maybe save a little bit of fuel to come into the pit and just refuel less than these guys on the front, the top six on the front.
Yeah, top six still need to come to pit road, and really, we're at lap 50. We're at the halfway point. I'm going to say the window is really open for these guys. Now, we've had a little bit of caution in that first stint, so they should still be able to comfortably do 50 laps under full push conditions. Remember, we're at 100% fuel. We do have tire limits here, 3 sets of tires, 2 on the car, 1 on the car, 2 in the pits. So we're going to see when these guys decide to come to pit road. Josh Ward, now, we're lap traffic there. That is Morera, who is a little damaged right now, and he's letting the leaders on by, just trying to stay high.
Alan Morea not having a good race here at Phoenix International Raceway. If I remember correctly, he did get a little bit of damage in that big one that happened early on in the race. But he's doing the smart move by just staying on the high side and letting everybody go by. But Brian Campbell now is just trying to find a way. He's trying to somewhat mirror what Josh Ward is doing. And
sorry, we got to battle a little further back. Morera kind of slowed Seb Alexander up a little bit, and he threw a heck of a fade on Alexis Newsom down the front straightaway, but they sorted it out. But, man, it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, Alexis Newsom now back up on the high side there, trying to get around Seb Alexander. She gets the run. She had to make a move just a little bit to get out of the... to not run into the back of him, but no harm, no foul. But she will mount that charge back up again as they come off of turn 2, down the dog leg, back straightaway here. She goes to the high side of Seb Alexander, still maintaining that high line position there.
Up in the wall off of 3 and 4.
Everybody's starting to bounce off the wall in 3 and 4.
Now, Lexus stopped at lap 9. She more than likely will have to come to pit. And he's going to have a 40-second hold and effectively is going to end his race as Ryan Campbell gets the easiest pass of the day right there. And he comes out right with his teammates. All the Rogue Racing cars and all the Alliance cars are all together on the racetrack now. Caleb Brashear's your leader. Tyler Russell second. D'Souza now up to third. Alexis Newsom fourth. Seb Alexander fifth. And he's the lead car of that Alliance group. Then there's Quilla. Trost is the meat and the sandwich between Quilla and Clindy. As Trost, Josh Ward with the black flag still on pit road. Now he rolls away. He's got to be a little upset.
For sure. You have 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row be on the front, and then once again it's issued. Now it's issued by itself. It's not for somebody else behind on around to him. That's lucky, man. It's really unlucky.
And back in 8th is here comes Freebird Caleb Brashear and Tyler Russell for their one and only stop of this race. They did 62 laps, but remember, that had caution in it. Last week, Justin crashed Neon, who's in 8th spot there. He led, and he came within 10 laps of really getting his first big top split win. And he had to come to pit road. He was on a different strategy, and he's on a different strategy in this race, too, at lap 21. He's not first in the group. But if that whole group can make it, he's looking at a possible top 5 finish right now.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Differing strategies here at Phoenix, it can literally upset the balance of the field in terms of the standings of where everybody is going to be at.
Here we see Clindy going around Tyler Russell. We're riding with Clindy right now. We're going to listen to see if he's doing some lifting and saving. 3 wide at the line, right in front of him. That's Campbell, Morera, and Brashear. Doesn't need a little bit of a lift there, but I think he was kind of watching the action unfold in front of him. Still, battle in front of him is raging on. That is Brashear and Campbell. Forward position as Campbell just slides right up and gives the Brazilian clear to the American.
That's the one thing about Phoenix. You get some of the craziest racing that you could ever see. And to the point you don't even know what's really going on much anymore. Because you see attempted clears, clearings, send it, everything in between.
And this even goes back to the race we saw, the real IndyCar race earlier this year, which we're hoping we will see Phoenix again. I think we will, from what I hear. But even the drivers there say the way that this track is, even in this legacy version, you are on the power so much here at this racetrack. You're literally on the power for about 90% of this lap. There's maybe a little bit of lift in 3 and 4. There's definitely a big lift in 1 and 2, but all the way down the backstretch, all the way down the front stretch, and all the way through most of 3 and 4, you're on 100% power. That everyone else is kind of in the same throttle range as well. To get a run on somebody is so hard. To get a pass on somebody is so hard. And this is kind of one of the hardest ovals to pass at, and it has nothing really to do with handling. It has everything to do with maintaining your momentum, Justin.
Exactly, especially when you have lap traffic around you, just maintaining all that momentum here. Some would say that's a drafting track style tactic. Well, it's not a drafting track; it's a track position track, and that's one thing people have to remember about Phoenix.
Oh, and a late move by Brian Campbell, trying to get a beat on Trost, and that has allowed Caleb Brashear a little bit of hesitation, and he gets the position. Campbell gets tucked back in line, does a crossover, a good crossover, a NASCAR-style crossover, down into 3 and 4, and he goes back and tries to claw and get that position back, and he slides up in front of him, and he does, but they're still side by side, down the front straight across the old start-finish line, and still side by side again, Justin, through 1 and 2, almost a wheel smack.
Yeah, a real heavy battle, but a good battle between Caleb Brashear and Brian Campbell, still side by side as they go through 3 and 4. This is allowing Trost to pull away, and now Campbell almost gets a bit of walls, almost gets into Caleb Brashear there.
Lewis, you can look at the line. Brashear clips the apron just a little bit, slides up in front. Campbell Soup gives him the room, and you're watching the line when they were running side by side, Lewis. Brashear was about a half a car width off the bottom. He was not going all the way to the bottom. He was kind of crowding and trying to goat Campbell into kind of lifting a little bit, and maybe thinking that he was going to make a higher line and smack the wall, and Campbell just kept his foot in it.
No, it's he need to send it. I think Brashear is doing the thing is just protect the line and try to scare a little bit Campbell over there. But man, Brandon Trost making it difficult. I know these two guys came with lap down behind, but make it difficult for these two guys. And you can see how hard it is make the pass with the 11 laps with the old tire of Brashear and Campbell versus 54 now on the Brandon Trost in second place. So it's difficult, and it's about the moment and the mistake the guy on the front.
Purple lap for Alexis, a 177.1. But right now, your leader, as we are now inside of 25 laps to go, is Ty Quilla. And he's looking at Ty Quilla, the killer.
Oh, no! You have a contact, Brashear and Trost.
Trost tried to shut the door on him, and it almost ended in disaster. That allows Brian Campbell to make the charge back up. But don't look now, right behind Campbell, it is Tyler Russell.
Another purple lap for Newsom, but there you see the near disaster off of turn 2. But Ty Quilla, the killer, he has himself a 6-second lead, and he can throttle back a little bit, and he can try to save. He pitted at lap 21, but right now, and he actually is kind of, wait a minute. He's on pit road. He's coming to pit road now, so he cannot make it at lap 20. He pitted at lap 21. So all those that pitted at lap 21, I'm assuming they're going to have to come to pit road now. We'll see Clendy.
Strategy. Yeah, Clendy's going in. Clendy is signaling he's going in. So those that pitted at lap 21, the strategy, it's somewhat worked, but it's not going to work in the long run there.
Trost still has to come to pit road, and he's racing like it's the last lap.
The problem is behind on the Brandon Trost is Russell want to go in, Campbell want to go in, but Brandon Trost making it difficult.
Look, Zach Flow to the inside. We have Caleb Brashear up ahead. Campbell trying to get to the inside, so Trost is the leader, but he's going to come to pit road. But right behind Trost is the race leader. Caleb Brashear right in front of him, actually. 19 seconds. We're doing about 20 seconds a lap here. 20 to go. Brashear pitted at lap 62, so he should be good to go. Campbell at 57. Gonna have slightly fresher tires.
Well, something's wrong with Trost.
It's out of fuel.
Is he out of fuel?
Yeah, it's out of fuel.
He's clutching it, and now he's dead stick. And I don't know if he's black flagged yet. He's sped. Yeah, and I think he just he was not looking forward to this race anyways. He said that this is not his racetrack, but he put up a good fight.
That's the 3F for Brandon Trost.
A 3F?
So, yeah, like a failure in the track, failure on the fuel, and failure on the pit road. So that's what I can tell you. That's bad.
Well, I guess when you get 3 Fs, you automatically get the 4th F when you say, fudge.
Yeah. Oh, and I think he overshot his pit.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
You can't overthrow. You can overshoot your pits when you are dead stick. There is no reverse. Tyler Russell inside of Campbell for Soup. Here we go for position, and right behind him is Alexis Newsom. Could we see an I5G 1-2? Right now it's an I5G 1-4.
Whoa, as he almost got run into from behind by Tyler Russell, but that opens another door there for Alexis Newsom to go to the high side as they go into 3 and 4 here. Still side by side as they go through 3 and 4. The question is, who's going to back out of it that way they don't hit the wall there? Woo-hoo. Still a good battle between the two here. I think he clipped the apron again. I think Tyler Russell clipped the apron barely again. That's going to allow Newsom to go by on the high side there. She will move up into 3rd.
And should mention also, I talked about this in the pre-race meeting that we had with the team. This is one racetrack where we actually saw a win from last place, from the last starting position in real IndyCar history back in 2000, launching his 2000 IndyCar Championship campaign. Buddy Lazier won and last on the grid here, and he's the only driver in most recent IndyCar history to win from starting last on the grid. I think Elio Castroneves started won from 28th, but I don't think he was last. Moret cruising through there. Let's go back and watch that at full speed.
Oh, that was net code, big time net code.
He did not slow down that much through there. So Morera full sends it through the caution zone. Okay, guys. Tyler Russell going to do what he did at Texas when we had the sprint to the end at Texas, Lewis. If you remember, he was one of the handful of drivers, including Brendan Trost, who came to pit road and throw on that last set of tires to do a full send there. And that's Texas. This is a different place, and I don't think new tires are going to get him that much of an advantage here as he hits the stall. He's going to go up on the jacks, get a new set of Firestone Firehawks. Probably doesn't need any more Shell Racing fuel, and he's down and away, but he's all the way at the back of the pack, and he's only going to have about 6 to 7 laps to do this in.
No, I think this is going to be difficult, to be honest. Make the passes. No, wait. Close the guy on the front is one thing, then make the passes now.
Right.
Thing. So it's 3 things different, and it's difficult. You can see also, we saw it, Campbell Brashear tried to make the pass on the Brandon Trost with 50-something, over the 50 laps on the old tire. They couldn't, and they still battle, over the edge to have an incident. But I don't think. I think even Alexis Newsom have a 22 versus 31 of the Brashear. She's gonna do the best, but it's not gonna be like a day thing. Elias Gibson, they have a good chance, man, for the top split finally podium.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's broadcasting of round 8 of 12. We're at proper Phoenix. We have 7 to go here with a late sprint with the 2 I5G teammates up at the point. It is Caleb Brashear, the defending winner here. Last time we visited this scan at this racetrack. Second spot, Alexis Newsom, winner of the Lionheart Indy 500 Speedway Series champion. Winner also in the Elite Racing League. And we know that she's very, very good on these ovals. And Elijah Gilson looking at the precipice of his best finish here in the top split. Getting ready to go green. Coming down slow, but he's on it now. Caleb Brashear, green flag is out. We're going to sprint it to the end, Justin.
Yeah, and there was a big stack up there. Clenworth ran into the back of somebody. I think Clendy lost his wing as the cloud cover just came out of nowhere, and it's completely covered the track in shade.
Here comes Gilson. Here comes Tyquilla. The top four all together down the front straight. 5 to go. 5 miles here at Phoenix. Can Caleb Brashear hold off a much seasoned more veteran of Alexis Newsom, who's been around the community for a very long time? But these are two champions in their own right. Like I said, Alexis Lionheart, Speedway Series champion of the DW12s, and Brashear, he's the former Gomez Sim Industries open wheel champion. Alexis Newsom purple lap that time, but he won the Sim Gaming Expo Open Wheel Invitational a year ago in September. Tyler Russell purple lap with those new tires, but I think he's going to run out of time. He's now up to 5th.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to catch the top four here as Elijah Gilson almost right rear tapped that wall coming off of turn 4.
Russell purple lap again.
Tyquilla to the outside of Elijah Gilson as they go through 3 and 4, but don't look now. Alexis Newsom is using that high line to her. Oh.
No, I see Elijah Gibson. Sorry. It's he went too wide, and it's Tyquilla take the place.
Ty gets underneath him and slides up in front of him. Ty with slightly better tires than Gilson. Gilson 40 lap-old tires this time by, and it's matching Brashear. So can Brashear hang on? But he's holding that low side, and he has a lot of clean air. White flag out. 1 more lap to go here at proper Phoenix to the inside. Here comes Tyquilla again for 3rd. Back to the front, and we have the 2 I-5G cars nose to tail, back to back, going to the outside. Alexis Newsom taking a peek. 3 and 4 to turn from home. Do we have a repeat winner? Yes, we do. Off the corner, it is going to be Caleb Brashear at the line, backing up his win from a year ago.
Despite all the chaos, another fantastic race here at Phoenix.
Was so close for Gilson on the podium on the top split, but was okay actually. Good result.
And 67 thousandths of a second was the margin of victory. Oh, wow! Sam Alexander just kind of rolled into that zone. Here's your results. Caleb Brashear with the win. Alexis Newsom, 2nd. Tyquilla, 3rd. Elijah Gilson, 4th. Tyler Russell in 5th. Hey, for Tyler Russell, again, started up front, and he got himself another good top 5 finish. So let's watch Russell. Remember, he had the 13th highest rated iRating coming into this race with 22 starters. So he's making some money at the cash window, so to speak, for that 5th place finish. Seb Alexander in 6th. Lindy in 7th. Crash Neon 8th. Brendan D'Souza, another good race for Brendan D'Souza. We'll shout him out. Another good race for Crash Neon. He had a top 10 last week. D'Souza in 9th. And Quadrado, good finish for him. He comes home at 10th. Josh Ward, not the finish he was looking for. Zach Flaum had a little bit of a rough race with some incident and contact early on. Alan Morera hung on but brought the car home in 13th. Brian Campbell, not the finish he was looking for. Up front all day long, looking to back up his podium from a year ago. Fortunately, he comes home 15th. Shane Dugan also 15th. So keep in mind, these are unofficial results. We do see 2 15ths on the board here, so it will be all determined when we get to the final results when iRacing posts those. Then we got Trost, Indy, Robinson, Gutierrez, Gary Miguel. I think we have another page for Porty and Dave Mitchell. It does work its way out to be 22 spots. We have 2 drivers classified 15th. Not sure how that happened, but again, unofficial results. Keep that in mind. Let's get the B-roll on. We'll start do a reset here and get some replays queued up. And then we will get into the interview room and interview our podium. Lewis, while we're waiting, your thoughts on the driver of the week?
Well, Crash Neon could be with 13. Start 21, 8. But Taikuila is on the podium, so it's 16 spots. So it's going to be Crash Neon, the driver of the week with 13 spots. On 8, sorry. Yeah.
So you said Crash Neon?
Crash Neon, yes.
13. Okay, we'll get the camera on Crash Neon here. So good, 2 good races in a row for him. That's how you get some good momentum, Justin, is you start building up these finishes. Get that confidence.
Yeah, and confidence is exactly what you want to have, especially driving these cars here around Phoenix or any other track to be exact.
And let's go back to, let's see real quick. Crash Neon there. We'll get the B-roll off, and then we'll show you Crash Neon's car. There he is. Crash Neon, your driver of the race. And again, 2 good races in a row. Two good top 10s. Let's get up to Taikuila here and cue out the music, and we'll get into the interview room. And don't forget, next week we are at Homestead next week for week 9. So make sure to join us then. It'll be another. We always have good finishes, tight, close races there. But here is Taikuila. We will bring him in. And here is Taikuila. Hey, Ty, congratulations. And really a very great run for you. A little bit on strategy there when you decided to stay out, or at least came in early on one of those earlier cautions. It got you a little bit deeper into the race than everyone else. And then you raced your way forward. And even at the beginning of this race, Justin was like, we expect Ty to work his way up from that starting position. You started 19th, and we expected to work your way up forward, and you got there, man. Bottom step. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a grind. I messed up in Q, hit the wall on the first lap, so I went back and tried again on one lap run, and that's never going to make it happen here. You kind of need both laps to get to full speed, so I knew it was going to be a tough recovery drive. Luckily, I'd done a couple of these, and for some reason I can't qualify here, so I haven't qualified well in any of them. So plenty of practice trying to get through the field. I got a good jump on the start there. I think I got like 3 or 4 places. And then just played the strategy game from there. Once that big wreck happened that I luckily avoided, I don't know if you caught it from my point of view, but
we watched.
That was terrifying.
We watched.
I had a feeling. I was like, Gary probably showed that because that was crazy. So luckily I missed that, and I realized how many cars it took out, and I was like, well, you know what? Like, if I lose 4 spots, it's not going to be that bad of a deal. Pit, and everyone kind of followed behind. I think I lost like 1 or 2 spots there at that time. I can't remember, but just played the long game. Stayed out maybe a little too long, trying to just see if a caution would fall, but I didn't really think I had much for Seb or Alexis, so I kind of just played my strategy game. I knew there was no one behind me, and was just kind of hoping fate might help me out a little bit extra, and I was happy to be there at the end to try to even get that podium step. So.
And it's a good showing again for the team. Clinty had a bit of a rough day. Actually, he had a good day, but just a rough restart. Of course, we saw what happened to Seb was having a decent day. You were following him for a while, but we saw what happened to Brian. But this is the 3rd consecutive race that a Rogue Racing driver here at this scan of this racetrack has finished on the podium. So you're continuing the team run. So there's always that to build off of. But we'll get into shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors. I mean, you're starting to show up here on the podium here on a regular basis. It's got to make you feel good. Plus, a 3rd place finish when you're 5th in the points in a top split race, that's got to feel pretty good too.
Yeah, good results always feel good, especially from the back end of the field there. So definitely happy with the results recently. I could probably put a little bit more effort and maybe get some better results. But life is happening. So we do what we can when we can do it. But shout outs to all my teammates for helping me out. It's a grind out every week, especially on the open side of things too. We got IS coming up this week. It's going to be a long grind to the end. So shout out to all those guys, and I'm going to be putting in a lot of work. Shout out to you guys for the broadcast. Going to look forward to watching this one back and watching that almost wreck there. I'll be looking forward to that. And shout out to I5G on the 1-2 podium there.
All right. Congratulations for you and the black and silver there. And we'll catch you in a week when we head to, believe me, I understand the grind. I'm going through it this week myself. So we'll see you when we get you through IIS at first this week. And then we'll see you in a week when we get to Homestead.
Sounds good. Y'all take care. Thank you.
That is Ty Willa. And he's out. He knows how to. As we watch this right in front of him, there's the incident that he avoided. Let's get back in here and bring in Alexis Newsom. And here she is. Alexis Newsom joining us in the booth. We were just talking about a great team day for Tyquilla. Rogue Racing is finished on the podium the last 3 races, but Team I5G has done the best here over the last 2 races. Caleb backs up his win from before. You come home in second, but man, you had a lot of good luck when you lost that front wing of yours, and then kind of calamity happened as a result, I think. And you're able to come into a pit road probably earlier than you wanted to, and you got yourself a new wing, and that kind of, in the long run, kind of turned itself into your performance here today.
Oh yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt. When that happened, I don't know how I could have avoided it. I was on the outside and Miguel came up, but I thought I was done. And after that, I didn't have a front wing, so I just went to the corner and hit the wall, and I had side pod damage the whole time from that. So after that, I thought I was completely done. But besides the car being really tight and having to turn the tools way up, it was fine as long as I was in traffic. And definitely pitting earlier did turn out to be the right call, because it did give me a pretty big advantage at the end. And Ty had an even bigger advantage because he pit later, but he just ran out of time.
Let's talk about the damage. Of course, we don't see that. We saw you hit the wall, and the only damage we saw was the wing, but we can't take into account if anything on the floor is damaged, and it sounds like possibly the floor was, and maybe the side pod was a little damaged. How much were you down on speed, and how did that help you or hurt you? Obviously, it's going to hurt you on the straightaway, but these long corners here, especially these slower corners in turns 1 and 2, it probably helped you handle or at least get through there a little bit faster than some of the other drivers who had to kind of slow down a lot more. It wasn't as much of a slow down in those corners, so you're almost, by your condition, forced to back the corner up anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, the shorter the track, the less side pod damage actually matters. But other than just making me tight, as long as I was in traffic, I was on normal pace. But if as soon as I pulled out to someone's outside, or if I got clean air in front of me, it just bogged down. I was probably at least 2/10 off the pace in clean air. But because it was so tight, I had the rear bar at 6 and the front bar at 3 and the weight jacker at 20, which was way higher than normal. And I was still burning the right front off of it. It was just pushing so bad. But that did help because it can snap off of 2. It did help to be more secure off of 2. So that, it might have ended up being an advantage. Who really knows?
Yeah, we were actually watching when you came into the pit, and I circled your damage there on the side. So yeah, it was some damage visible coming to pit road. We didn't really see it during the race as the race went on, so you must have had some repairs get impacted on pit road. But we don't get to see it too often here in the top split, so it's good to have you here. This is only your 10th career, I say only, your 10th career podium and your 16th career start here in the top split. So we don't see you very often, but when you do, you're most of the time on the podium. It's your first, as I call, proper Phoenix podium, and your first track result when you first came here was a 19th back in 2021. So obviously great, yeah. You improved well upon that.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Oh, obviously Caleb, great job on the win. I tried to make him earn it as much as I could, and he definitely did. And the rest of the team, shout out to all of them. We've been making good strides lately in both fixed and open, I think. And yeah, congrats Caleb again. Oh, and sorry to Ryan. Like, it was a net code. It was net code. But,
Yeah,
like,
we got a good look at it. Yep.
yeah, I still probably could have been a little lower. But yeah, it was a good race overall.
Well,
I appreciate you guys. I'm glad I can make it today.
No problem. It's always good to see you race, and we will get to actually see you, I think, at the Sim Gaming Expo here in September. So we're looking forward to that. But until then, we hope to see you in more races going forward. We know that timing is always a thing, but hey, it's good to see you. Congratulations on the P2, and we will catch you whenever we catch you at the next one. But it's good to see you again.
Yeah, you guys too. Thank you.
That is Alexis Newsom, and got some stats here on Tyquilla as well. That was his 13th career podium here in the top split, his 25th career top 5, and his 131st career start, which is now actually 6th all-time in the top split archive. So he's starting to move up in the top most starts all-time. First podium here at Phoenix for Ty, and his best finish here at this scan of this Phoenix for Ty. His previous was a P4. Not sure when that was, but that was his previous finish. So he won better at that. Let's bring in Caleb Brashear, who I'm sure is popping something already. I'm sure it's a can of something, a bottle of something.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we are, Gary. Yes, you already know it. We are, dude.
This is your 3rd career win here in the top split, and 2 have come at this racetrack on this scan. Your 9th career podium and your 40th career start. You are a back-to-back winner here at this racetrack, so that kind of gets you in the rarefied air. And you now have 2 wins and 2 starts at this racetrack, and you're tied 2nd for most wins at the track. Only 1 behind Matt Cook's all-time record of 3. Congratulations, my friend, Mr. Phoenix, Mr. Proper Phoenix.
Freebird Phoenix, we'll call it, right? So, I mean, just absolutely incredible. I mean, not only that, the first win for the team on I5G, and it felt like it was a long time coming. I mean, I've had so many close chances, not only like in the past, but just in this season alone. I felt like, Nashville, we were right up there with Blocker. Pocono, I spun in pit lane. Like, there's been so many chances, like, recently that I've gotten, like, really, really close to just a good result, and it just never came to be. And it, especially going into last year, how we kind of, ran away with the race on that one. Immediately Seb's PC died at the, 20 lap mark. So, but even then, just to lead the majority of laps, and then to have to kind of have to fight for this one, getting around a couple cars, and then getting really, really managing lap traffic really well. I mean, this one felt better than last year's, definitely, because I actually had to I had to work a lot harder for it, whereas last year it was a lot harder to pass, and I was just in the position where I was already in the lead when everything started happening.
Yeah, you had a 2.4 second lead, and that was your margin of victory over Brian last time we raced here. Brian Campbell finished 2nd. Tony Bizzarro finished 3rd in that race. A little bit closer here, and that's my next point. We know the Eagle is a predator, and the Eagle was soaring in the desert today. But we also know Alexis is a bit of a shark, and we were talking about her experience overall going past years. You're a little bit newer to the community, but you're getting up there in experience. Did the Eagle ever hear a little bit of the Jaws theme in the background? She probably told you on comm she was damaged, but still, she's a shark, yeah. and you can't put anything past her. And you knew she was going to be coming for you. Did you hear the Jaws music at all?
I did, definitely, especially on that last lap. I was amazed how much she was able to get runs through the corners, and then, but she was too far back coming off turn number 1 to make anything happen. So I just knew if I defended the inside, she wouldn't have enough momentum to at least get even with me. She might get alongside, but she wouldn't get even with me coming across the front straightaway. And I think we just both knew especially considering that the last time we raced this scan of Phoenix, me and Alexis, it was in votive, and me and Alexis qualified 1st and 3rd, and we didn't even make it to the end of lap 1. And me and Chris as well, Demerit was in 2nd, and none. I think Demara actually made it through, but
I
neither me or Alexis.
remember the awkward situation on that first lap. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
and back then, I think I was still a brand new face on the team. So was Logan. We both just joined the team, and even up to that point, I didn't feel like I had any good results to show for. And then, to say, it's one of my stronger tracks, to qualify third, and then, you're out before even lap one finishes. It's like, well, crap. And, we got here, and then it's like, okay, we qualify fourth. I know I can battle Brian and Tyler is very, very good at short tracks as well. And then you also had, Brandon that started like directly behind me as well. And Josh Ward is no slouch either. He's really good at short courses as well. So I knew like I had to work for it, and, I had to make some dodgy moves. Some of them I'm not proud of and didn't go exactly according to plan. I think me and Brian came together a couple times, just a couple 0X's there, and but I managed to just manage everything better. It just seemed like I had a really good grip through turn 1 and 2 and over everybody else. So that's really just it just all that coming together just made this feel so much better.
You're a sports guy as well. You like hockey. I'm a big football fan. I don't know if you've heard the phrase "off the schneid," but kind of hear that during the NFL season when the team finally gets their first big win after kind of not getting the first couple wins in the first couple of weeks, and then they're finally off the schneid when they get that first big win. Always remember Chris Berman was the one that always said it on Sports Center. You saw, you're new to the team. You mentioned that you saw Matt Taylor new to the team. He got a win in the I5G livery, and then Logan finally gets a win in the I5G livery. You've been close. You were on the white flag lap in Pocono and in the Formula Indy series, close there, and getting close. You talked about it. The pressure relief now must feel very refreshing. That it's the super team pressures that when you get up to the super teams, you're expected to perform, and you got the win. I'm sure you feel good. I know you got some shout outs. I know you want to go celebrate. So just go ahead. The eagle soars high tonight.
Well, first shout out, and actually the last time I got podium at Open, I forgot to mention it, but all races go out to Scott Reddick. Absolutely love you, buddy. And I know I wouldn't be here with in my position without him, so love him. Obviously Team I5G, for bringing me and Logan and Matt, all of us on recently, and Clemic as well, and bringing us on the team, and just kind of try to revitalize the team as much as we can in the official events, the Open Indy fixed community of race SOFs. Other than that, that's obviously P1 Broadcasting. Thank you guys for broadcasting this race. Shout out to the AMA, which goes to the AMA Grand National Series, which goes to Gary. Help me out. Iowa. Shout out to. That's gonna be Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern time.
You and Jacob?
When we start. Me and Jacob. Oh, this is news that I don't know about.
Come on, man. You want me to commentate on stock cars? I did it once already this year on my birthday, no less.
Not only that, on your birthday, and it was Bristol.
At Bristol. And I know Justin and Lewis are laughing right now because they know exactly.
Yeah, we got him in a trap card, guys. Gary can't talk about IndyCar when you go to Bristol.
What am I talking about? I don't. There's a car in turn 2. Now that's turn 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
We only got Grand National Series this week. Trucks are off this week. But other than that, obviously, we got to thank the drinks of choice. And there's a little bit of story behind this one. We got the Randolph Reserve, which is I got from my old crew chief back when I work in the trucking days, and Mr. Doug Randolph, and he gave us all a bottle when he departed our team of the Randolph Reserve. It's a nice double oak bourbon. And this is genuinely one of the best bourbons I've ever had. So I've had a little bit. I've actually had this bottle for well over like a year and a half at this point. Yeah, I've drank a lot of it, but I haven't, really delved into it.
I think it's
I just had this last.
I think it's
I delved into it. Well, I basically had enough for one glass, like one, nice, Scotch glass worth. That's been sitting there for, I want to say, at least a year. To be completely honest, at least a year. And I feel like, I think tonight, with how good the race went, getting a victory in a long, long time, I think that's a proper way to send off this last little glass of the Randolph Reserve.
I always remember Blazing Saddles, Randolph Scott, but that's another joke for another time. Caleb, congratulations. Off the schneid. The pressure is off. He gets that first, much unlike David Malukas, who has the pressure of getting that first win for Team Penske. Caleb Brashear doesn't have any more like that. He got the first win for Team I5G. Congratulations. And not only that, backing up his win here from a year ago here at Legacy Portland. Legacy Portland. That's later this week in IIS, Legacy Phoenix, proper Phoenix. Congratulations, Caleb. We'll catch you the next one, but everyone will hear you next Thursday night, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, AMA with Jacob at Iowa. Congrats, and we'll catch you the next one, Caleb.
Thank you.
The pressure is real, Lewis, and let's talk about that real quick. I don't know what the point situation is like, but you've been kind of on one of the more well organized teams before in the past. The pressure is real to kind of perform, and when you're put on a situation like Team I5G, kind of like Malukas is at Team Penske, when you get in there and you get to the super secret setups that they have, and all the secrets are being revealed to you. You now know, really, you don't have much of an excuse anymore. You got to perform, and he did it. He got the win in the I5G livery in his big first breakthrough win on the team.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to put down the Neki team for sure, but it wasn't really that pressure on the team. Like you mentioned with the I5G and the other ones around, the new ones is coming around. But it's even a pressure from my side. But for sure they have, because for sure they have a sponsor and a big name about they always on the front. So they cannot be, even I can imagine it, like, you did something with me and it's not good. So it's like by side and this top split have an incident together. It's not really, I cannot imagine how bad it's gonna be on the behind all of this stuff. So, but at least they do a pretty good job, and that's a good thing when you have all these big teams coming on the official series. So that's make it the broadcast very very good for us. So, but yeah, I think Phoenix, like always happen, it's difficult to pass, make a lot of incidents, a lot of I more faster than you, but I tried to make the pass, and then happen all of this stuff. The incident with Alexis News, it was clearly net call between Campbell and her, and nothing make guilty for her. So it's not her fault. So for that, and yeah, good for Brashear, talking about a lot of alcohol and stuff, but I didn't catch that part, and but yeah, good for all of them, and yeah, I think I laughing a little bit, because I don't laughing a little bit about the MIM, because when I did on Milwaukee and the Nashville,
the AMA,
Martinsville, it was the worst one.
Justin, he had to call a truck race at Martinsville, and in the Elite Racing League.
And not even at 10
My
laps.
condolences.
Not even at 10 laps on the green flag, man. It was only 5 laps, and the leader of the race got disqualified. So that's the worst one on the end. When he crossed the line, he got disqualified. I don't know why. But anyways, good race. See you this Thursday for
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee for the throwback race. And see you next week for Homestead, Miami.
Justin, 26 races now at this scan, and we haven't had a lot of parity here. It's only 20 different, only 20 different winners in 26 races. But we finally got another racer other than Matt Cook, and he joins. Caleb is going to join some names maybe you know. Niles Ander, his own teammate Christopher Demerit, Bono House, and Adriano Pinero with 2 wins at this racetrack. This was the highest strength of field in the history of this racetrack that we had tonight. A 44.8, 4.7 was the previous highest strength of field, and this was the closest finish in the history of this scan here in the top split, beating a finish way back in season 2 of 2012. But we always talk about liking Legacy Phoenix, proper Phoenix on the schedule. We got here, it was a great race, and now we set sail for the back half of the season. And we're starting to look at Homestead, another racetrack that we see a lot of close racing at.
Yeah, Homestead is going to be another fantastic venue that we go to. Like you said, in regards to Phoenix, there are some big names that have won here. Like you said, Tim Holgate from years ago. He was, whenever we went to Phoenix, even if we were just spectating, he was always the one to watch. Hopefully one day we get to see him back on track in like a one-off scenario, or maybe even just a part-time, because he was always him, Tim Doyle, and there was one other, Vincent Sciuto. Those 3 were basically the benchmarks when it came to Phoenix, that you had to figure out on how to beat them. At Phoenix, Richmond, not so much New Hampshire, because New Hampshire was always a flip of the coin on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But Homestead, I think we're going to, like I said, it's a fantastic race, no matter whether it's daytime or nighttime. I think we're going to see another photo finish for that one. I'm just going to call it right now.
I'm fine with that. That's hey Lewis, just like we started doing this week with our Indy 500 finish in the Open. We're tagging Will Buxton, telling him that's what we do on a regular basis here. We call close finishes all the time, and so I'm looking for another one.
It's every week, man.
Every week, and we had another one today. Well, thanks, Justin. Let's get on out of here. Give everyone back.
One more thing, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't forget this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
I got it.
It is round 13 of 17 for the iRacing IndyCar Series from Rip City, Portland. 110 laps. And no rain this time. It's going to be a hot track, so it's going to be a fast-paced race. There's going to be chaos, especially going into the festival curves on the start, going into turns 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it was rainy last night for the entire race. It didn't lit up at all, so there'll be a bit of a different style that we saw from Monday's Open race. But they say IIS 2 p.m. Eastern time right here on P1. It's IIS week. You got to love it.
Right?
What's that?
5 more races in a row,
and they're going to be bang, 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 bang. In fact, all the races remaining on the Open schedule, since the Open mirrors the Open season mirrors the IIS, they're all IIS races. Oh, by the way, here is the remaining schedule for the Oval Series. There you see Homestead, Indy, then the Mile, and then we wrap up at Chicagoland. And again, all those races Tuesday nights, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, right here on P1. We're getting ready to go racing. In fact, I believe they will be racing underway. Indy Next Oval Series at Rockingham, Justin. You got to go check that out. They're at the Rock.
Oh, boy.
So you should go check that out. You'll be redirected immediately following the completion of this stream. As soon as I hit stop, you will be redirected if you have autoplay turned on. If not, just go back to our page and you'll see it live. Click on it and you can watch the Indy Next guys at the smoother new scan version of Rockingham. This is going to be great. I can't really wait to watch this. But there you go. And again, back to your point about some of those names you mentioned making a comeback. It's kind of one of the reasons why I've been mentioning these and getting these stats out is some of these names have probably never been mentioned live on a stream before, or it's been a very long time. If you know one of them and you hear about and you tell them that we're back out here talking about some of these people, and get back in the car, show back up. I mean, if you got yourself a 4K or 5K strength of field, you're gonna make the race. So get on out here. And if you're one of these old timers like a Tim Doyle or a Matt Cook or a Bodo House, who's been a while since we saw him, or Niles Anders, get on in here. Tell them, shout them out, tag us, tag them on Twitter. Let them know that we're talking about them here on the broadcast. We're going to do it here for tonight. We will send you out to the Rock to watch open wheelers do at the Rock that open wheelers aren't supposed to do. That's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from proper Phoenix. The Eagle soars over the desert. Once again, Caleb Brashear gets the win. Alexis Newsom, his teammate, comes home second, her 10th career podium and 16 career starts at Tyquilla. And his he is, what did I say? Now, 6th all time, and his 131st career start gets his 13th career podium and his 25th career top 5, and he's 6th most all time in starts. Gets the bottom step tonight, and that is your top 3. Join LGN, Justin, and myself next Tuesday for round 9, week 9 of season 3 of 2026 of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top splits. The teams and drivers head to Homestead Miami Speedway. Between 96 and 2010, kart and IRL combined to race at Homestead on 3 different oval configurations. In the fixed lineage, well, we've been on that old roundy wound one. It looks like a big old paperclip with a lot of banking. It has produced some of the fastest and most strategic intermediate oval racing, closest racing that we've ever seen. You don't want to miss it. Coverage begins around next Tuesday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming. Immediately following us tonight, you don't want to go anywhere. Like I said, Indy Next Oval Series from Rockingham. Next Tuesday, Indy Next follows us at Homestead, so they'll be from Homestead next weekend as well. Actually, no, they will be at Darlington, Justin. Maybe you should race next weekend. Indy Next at Homestead next weekend, so you don't want to miss it. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. So for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Justin Petschauer, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gotzo saying to all, good night. Thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Good night, everybody. From proper Phoenix, stand by as we send you to Indy Next at the Rock. Stand by.